They laughed at her accent. They mocked her clothes. They planned to remove her from school. But what they didn't know was that the poorest girl in their class would one day become the reason they all went silent. This is not just a school story. This is a legal story. And once you hear how it ends, you will never judge people the same way again. My name is Sophie. And this is how my life changed. Sophie was born in Lagos State, Nigeria. Not the rich part of Lagos, not the clean, quiet part. She grew up in Mushin, where noise never sleeps and hunger comes early. Every morning, before the sun was fully awake, Sophie's mother woke up. She soaked beans, she ground pepper, she fried akara by the roadside. The hot oil burned her hands many times, but she never stopped. Sophie's father was a bus conductor. From morning till night, he shouted bus stops. Oshodi, Oshodi, last bus, enter with change. Some days, he came home with little money. Some days, he came home with nothing. Education was not easy in that house. Sophie wanted to go to school like other children, but money said no. Because of this, Sophie did not speak good English. She mixed Yoruba, Pidgin, and broken grammar. People laughed at her. Her mates mocked her. They called her Akara girl. They called her Loka. Every laugh caught her heart. But Sophie had something nobody saw, a sharp mind. At night, when others slept, Sophie read borrowed books. She listened to radio programs. She learned quietly. She believed one thing: my life will not end like this. One afternoon, while helping her mother sell akara, a woman stopped. She watched Sophie solve small math problems for children nearby. The woman asked Sophie questions. Sophie answered confidently. Not perfect English, but clear thinking. The woman smiled. She introduced herself as part of a scholarship foundation. That moment changed everything. Sophie wrote an exam with students who wore fine clothes and clean shoes. Some looked at her and laughed. But Sophie focused. Weeks later, a letter arrived. Sophie had gotten a full scholarship to one of the richest schools in Lagos. Her mother cried. Her father knelt down. Neighbors gathered. But Sophie felt fear because deep inside, she asked herself, will I survive among rich children? The school gate was bigger than Sophie's entire street. The floors shined. The classrooms were cold. Students spoke English like music. Sophie entered the class. Silence. Then laughter. They looked at her uniform, her bag, her shoes. When Sophie introduced herself, the class laughed loudly. Her English betrayed her. She wanted to disappear. She sat at the back. That was when Clinton noticed her. Clinton was rich, handsome, quiet. Girls chased him every day. But Clinton looked at Sophie differently. He saw intelligence. He saw pain. And slowly, he started helping her. The girls noticed Clinton's attention. Jealousy grew. They whispered. They planned. One girl pretended to be Sophie's friend. She helped her practice English. But secretly, she recorded Sophie's mistakes. She shared the audio in the school group chat. Laughter spread. Sophie saw the messages. Her heart broke. She stopped talking. She stopped smiling. Then worse happened. She was accused of cheating. Her scholarship was at risk. Sophie was called to the principal's office. She thought it was over. What Sophie didn't know was that the principal once grew up poor too. He recognized her pain. He investigated. The truth came out. The jealous students were exposed. Sophie was saved. But one final test remained. The biggest exam of her life. On exam day, Sophie arrived late. Her exam paper was missing. Her heart dropped. She thought destiny had betrayed her. That was when Clinton stood up. He spoke. The exam was restored. Sophie wrote like her life depended on it. Because it did. Results were released. Sophie had one of the best results in the school. The same people who mocked her now avoided her eyes. She graduated with flying colors. Later, Sophie and Clinton entered the same higher institution. This time, nobody laughed because Sophie had proven one truth. Poverty is not stupidity and greatness can rise from anywhere. If you have ever been mocked, if people judged you by your background, remember Sophie, because sometimes the people they laugh at today become the people they admire tomorrow.